For years I had searched for a source of obsidian, the volcanic glass prized for its beauty and its usefulness as arrowheads and other primitive weapons. I had a map that an old-timer had given me, a hand-drawn chart of the mines of the Warner Mountains. So I set off by the bright early morning light, first to the Sierra Nevada range, where I had a stop to make in the ghost town of Forest City. On a lonely hill, I found the old town cemetery. Most of the graves dated from the late 1800s. It took an hour driving on a remote dirt road to make it back to civilization. Later that afternoon, I found myself driving in the arid northeast of California. I drove into the night, and it wasn't until the next morning that I finally made it to the Warner Mountains. This is all obsidian. All those black rocks are obsidian. Small pieces, but obsidian everywhere. How about up here? Oh, this is the mine. This is the obsidian mine I've been looking for. Wow, this whole hillside's been carved out. People mining for obsidian, and it's everywhere. Look at that huge piece. I see a huge boulder up there. Wow. Wow, look at that. One gigantic boulder in the ground. Too big for anyone to get out. Wow. Man, I got this whole place to myself. I feel like there's not another person within like 50 miles of here. So there's all these like bays that have been carved into the hill where people have mined it out, and I'm just continuing along with what they did. See down there, there's a big piece of obsidian stuck in there. Well, for my uses, arrowheads and such, I probably don't need to mine too much. I probably will just mine a little bit just to experiment, but oh wow, so here it looks like there's this whole like big ribbon of obsidian rock that runs up through here. It's all kind of fractured, but it's one big like flow of it. Right there, here, under there. I don't know if I'll be able to get any of that out, but it's pretty cool. there's evidence just all over the place of people digging for rocks. It's definitely a scar on the land here. It's a good thing that they gated off this road, so at least people could only dig by hand pretty much. Down below there's more diggings. Oh wow, that was a good workout. Taking like, I don't know, 70, 80 pounds of Obsidian down almost half-mile road. But not be going home empty-handed. Okay, so now I'm looking for a second spot where, according to my map, there's rainbow obsidian, but it's really hard to know where I'm going. I'm way out in the sticks. This is looks like a Jeep road as described on my map, and some evidence of digging around here. I don't know, I don't want to get stuck out here in a stream. Just exploring up this trail. I'm not really finding anything except for the fact that it looks like people have walked this way, like just since the snow has fallen. So man, I've walked like half-mile up this trail and I was just about to give up because it seemed like it was petering out, and then what do I see? Piece of obsidian, mahogany obsidian. That must mean it's around here. The trail's getting hotter. Look at that. Both obsidian. Well, the tracks continue, but I'm seeing a lot of obsidian around here, especially these smaller nodules of mahogany. So I think I'm just going to dig around here a little bit. I'm looking now for a third spot. According to my map, there should be some areas off the side of the road somewhere up here, but it's hard to tell, like, even where I am. I'm so far out in the sticks, it's ridiculous. First come to the most remote corner of California, and then just get so far off the beaten path, like, and then there's some snow, and I'm just hoping the Prius doesn't get stuck somewhere. So here I'm just poking around by the stream, kind of opposite where I found those mahogany rocks over there. And I see there's bits and pieces in the soil here. So I'm digging around and found some kind of small nodules like that. I'll dig around a little bit more, see what I find. Okay, so I came upon Lassen Creek campground, and it's just a beautiful place to camp, and there's no one here. Of course, it's November now, but it just has like a vault toilet, that's it. Just open spaces, creek run right through here. But the weird thing is, right over here by this table, it appears to be several animal pelts just laying here. It's really weird. I can't quite tell what that is, and it's just like the skin and the fur of something that's been left there. Weird. Yeah, it's weird. I saw these right away when I pulled up, these animal skins, and it kind of freaked me out. I was like, is there a cougar around here or something? And then I looked over here, and up underneath that tree, oh my God, that's like the lower leg of a big deer or something. It looks pretty fresh even. Just laying in there. This is kind of scaring me. Dang. God, I'm scared. Bobcat's gonna jump in my head or something. Shit. Oh, and here's another one. Look at that. That's the lower leg of a deer, I guess. Pretty big size. That looks like fresh almost. I think something killed a deer here and just ate it all. And just left the feet and the skin. And just recently, like in the past 24 hours. That's scary. Okay, so it's kind of freaking me out that there's a dead deer skin and hooves over here and they look fresh. But I'm super curious about it. I really want to look into it. So I think there could be a mountain lion right around here somewhere right now. So I got my axe for self-defense. And I just want to see what happened. It's heavy. All right, that's it. I'm getting out of here. There's a couple deer up there. There's a big buck right there. And there's a female over here. They're just looking at me. And yeah, that's pretty much the hide that I saw at the campground. That color. And those hooves. Big buck up there. There's the female. Okay, so this is probably going to be the last spot that I hit for Obsidian. And it's just kind of this dugout area where it looks like dirt bikers have made a kind of a track that goes back and forth. This type here is like black. It's like black obsidian. It's not that exciting, but it'll be good for arrowheads and stuff. So I'm gonna get a few more pieces and then call it a day. Okay, so this is gonna probably be the biggest single rock that I'm gonna pull out. Just coming off the mountain, pretty successful day scavenging for obsidian. And I just had to stop and take this view, and it's just amazing. Check it out. That's Mount Shasta way off in the distance. Okay, so I'm finally back home and it's good to be back. That was a long trip, many hundreds of miles of driving, and it was successful. I found some obsidian, and it was a lot of fun tromping around the mountains yesterday and exploring, but it was exhausting. I've had a cold this whole time, so it's good to be back. And now let's check out the spoils. The Prius is so dirty. All right, so got that big old hunk of the black obsidian. That's low quality obsidian. Got a bunch of like bubbles in it or something that makes it not that good, all rough. Basically like these two big milk crates full of rocks. I forget which ones are which. I think that's another black one. But there's a lot of black obsidian, which isn't that valuable. But there's also some mahogany obsidian and some gray striped obsidian. So I never managed to find any of the more obscure mines that have the really exciting stuff like rainbow obsidian and stuff like that. But I did manage to get a bunch of material that would be good for practicing flint knapping, making arrowheads and such. So, successful trip.